Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by CashFly at CACHEFLY.com.
Coming up, we are getting fit. Are you ready? There are more apps than ever to do so.
All we want to do is pump you up. Plus, Apple raises the app price minimums. What are you punching little boxes?
I don't know. I'm trying to be a box.
Why app refunds don't really work. And an iPad video to end all iPad videos.
All that and a better way to scan all your documents that you'd rather have in your iPad on iPad Today.
iPad Today is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron will send you all the ingredients to cook fresh, delicious meals with simple step-by-step instructions right to your door. See what's on the menu this week and get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/twit. That's blueapron.com/twit. And by Gazelle, the fast and simple way to sell your used gadgets. Find out what your used iPhone, iPad, or other Apple product is worth at gazelle.com. This is the special Saturday edition of iPad Today.
It was kind of weird. If you're watching the show on demand, then hopefully it just seems like the normal show.
It would be, because we're going to push it out Monday.
Yeah, which is the normal day.
But I say that because it's dark outside and people probably... Oh, it's not.
No.
Never mind.
In fact, it's early. Well, no, it's about the
same.
You never know.
Because Sarah, congratulations, has a brand new wonderful job at TechCrunch.
I do.
She's going to be in charge of all the video.
Yeah, I start on Monday, actually.
It starts on Monday.
I'm going to bring my lunchbox. I'm going to be a new kid.
Do you get a lunchbox?
Well, no, I just, you know, it's new routine. I'm kind of
this is leftover.
about
Mike Arrington left his lunchbox. You want it? I don't think so.
No, I don't think there's...
I wouldn't take that. However, Sarah has kindly consented to continue doing iPad Today, but we have to do it on Saturdays because she is a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday type of gal.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more than 9 to 5, actually.
I'm sure it will be. So congratulations. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thrilled for you.
I am so thrilled, and I'm also thrilled that you didn't say, get out.
Oh, no, no, I mean, anything you want to do, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
We'd love to keep doing this.
Good.
We did have, of course, you couldn't do Tech News tonight, so the good news is Megan Maroney, who... you all know she was with the Screensaver. She was on Twit for a long time with the Jumping Monkeys show. Has come back and she's going to do TN2, which is great.
Yeah. Yep. She's already been sort of
broken
I don't know if you'd say shadowing me, but I think over the last week, because she's sort of been around the studio, she learns real quick.
So nice to see
She's going to be great,
yeah.
And she's so much smarter than I am.
That is not true.
I think it's actually going to help the show.
That is not true.
No.
But I'm thrilled that it's actually worked out well because you came to me and said, you know, Megan is available, and I quit. No, you said Megan is available, and let's do a show with her. And I was casting my mind. We really didn't have anywhere to put her.
How are we gonna?
And then when you came to me, and we were both very sad.
I
and
cried
said,
a little
yeah,
bit.
there was a little tear shed, and I shaved my head for it.
Right.
Because I was so...
He was distraught.
Yeah, so distraught.
I got to get rid of this, Britney Spears style. Let's go in.
But that worked out really well. We're really thrilled we can get Megan on our team, and we're sad to lose you. But
well, I'm sad. I'm sad about the whole thing. However, I am really excited about my new job, new challenges, new everything, and I'm also happy to continue to do iPad Today as long as you'll have me.
Well, what I'm hoping is we're going to hear about everything that's going on iPad Today. You can tell us. It's wrong friends here.
Oh, just what? Just like all the gossip?
Yeah,
all the
stuff.
all the tech stuff.
Tim Armstrong came down the other day, and he just wouldn't leave. He wanted to talk and talk, and I said, "Tim, I'm on the clock here." You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. All these people to meet, you know, AOL, working for a big company.
But TechCrunch is in San Francisco, not in...
Correct.
Okay.
So TechCrunch is owned by AOL, and Gadget is as well, and both of those companies are in a building in the Soma area of San Francisco, which is actually the same area I live in. So, you know, walking to work sounds pretty good to me.
Nice. And you're going to be able to do, you're going to do video there.
Yes.
And their studios are there?
Yes, they have a studio in the office.
That's
it's
awesome.
not like this.
That's awesome.
it's much more limited, but there's a lot of room to grow and do a lot of field stuff as well. And
that's exciting.
And yeah, I'm really excited, and I hope they accept me as one of them.
As we have here.
As you have here.
Yes.
Yes. I'll always be a twit.
The immune response finally died down, and the rash went away.
And now you can't really ever get rid of me. I'm like, hey, I'm taking a new job. See you Saturday.
So today, what are we going to do on iPad today?
Well, you know, I thought we cover fitness apps, stuff that's a combination of being healthy and understanding the data collection that iOS can provide. There's been some talk recently. I know Mark Gurman over at 9 to 5 Mac was one of them who said there are a lot of whispers that Apple employees, people that will be selling the Apple Watch when it eventually comes out, are scheduled to start getting trained mid-February, meaning could be as early as like a March 1st launch for the Apple Watch. We've heard lots about, but besides a few lucky people I know that have been able to test them, I am not one of them. No one's seen one yet. No one's had one. We don't really know what it's going to be like until we're all able to buy units and see what developers are making.
But you combine that with Health Kit, which they announced at WWDC last June, and the tracking capabilities of a new Apple Watch, there's definitely a health focus at Apple. They hired the guy from Jay Blahnik from Nike to come over. He's a fitness expert, fitness guru. You really feel like Apple is going to be focusing heavily on this. So let's see what they got today. What is the state of the fitness union?
State of the Fitness Union. So
I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. So a few months, no, actually that's not true. It was about a year ago, actually, because I remember that's when FitStar launched, and we covered it on the
Tony
show.
Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez, who's an NFL player for the Falcons, I think.
That's right. I think he's a TV guy now.
Yeah, but he's he's known for being a super fit
guy.
Fit guy. What the app did was they basically shot a bunch of exercises, sort of in sort of a circuit designed to be done as like a 30-minute session, that sort of thing, with Tony. But they really went like a crazy level because let's say you were telling me that your leg is hurting you before the show, right? Let's say you're sort of like, that exercise kind of doesn't work for me personally, but I might like it a lot. You can tailor your personal experience based on, hey, this is the shape that I'm in. Here are the things that I'm looking for. I'm looking to build upper body strength or, help with, a bad back or whatever. So it's not as if you're just getting a bunch of videos and then you just like them or don't. There's a real customization component.
It was really designed to be a trainer in an iPad.
That's right.
And I have to say, I've used it a lot. It would coach you, it would walk you through the exercises. He'd show you, but then it would count. And then at the end, it would say, how did that feel? Was that hard? Was that easy? And it would adjust to you. It was as good as you can get without actually having a personal trainer, I think. I love FitStar. That's Tony Gonzalez FitStar. But they have a new one.
Yeah, they do. And it is something that I've actually...
I want to do this. I'm excited about this.
In all honesty, now I know this sounds silly, but like a few years ago, I thought to myself, if you could figure out how to get a yoga class that was the same kind of quality that people are paying $20 a session for,
right.
You'd be a rich person. I should do that. And of course, I never did. And FitStar eventually made a version that was so much better than anything that I would have made. It's basically it's the same idea. Well, it's not really basic at all, but it's the same idea as FitStar, except that it's all yoga-based. So instead of, doing squats, doing lifts and stuff that's very high intensity, yoga, as anybody who's practiced any yoga knows, is often very good for people who need low impact or flexibility. You've actually had quite a bit of experience with yoga.
It's good. It's good exercise. It's good for stretching. It's good for flexibility. But it's also good for peace of mind because it's very much about calming and centering. And so I think a lot of people should be doing yoga as part of an overall fitness plan. And it's nice because it is expensive to take yoga classes.
It really is.
Get this. So is this like FitStar?
Yes.
It's free and then you pay
Right.
for additional stuff?
I went back to sort of the sign-up page. So, it asks really interesting questions. And sort of like Tony Gonzalez, you've got, her name is escaping me right now, but she's a famous yoga instructor. In fact, she's got this crazy body. You'll see it in a second. She's obviously doing a lot of yoga and probably not eating as many carbs as I am. So let's go ahead and say, well, I'm intermediate. I've definitely taken some yoga before. I'm not at the very beginning. But, all right, yes. But I've got some stuff to learn. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and continue with our, no, I don't want you to give me notifications, FitStar, with our introduction. So here she is. This is...
Well, that's Alanis Morissette. She's fabulous. I love her song, You Ought to Know.
Yeah, that's very yoga-esque, isn't it? What's going on right now, and this is actually important to consider, we're on Wi-Fi here, but it's saying loading poses, right? So there are 43 poses in this yoga
it's taken a while.
basics introduction.
It's taken a while.
Yeah, and it's taken forever. Well,
Yeah.
it's actually catching up with us a little bit. Now, the point of this is actually really important. Now, what you're looking at is just sort of looped stuff, right, as we're getting ready. But the point of the yoga intro is that she walks you through a variety of poses, and some of the poses are like really easy, like sit with your legs crossed and your back straight. It's like, well, most of us can probably do that. But then there will be other poses where you can say, you know what, that's actually too difficult for me. This is something that I'm not going to want to see again.
That comes up a lot. I don't care how good you are. There is stuff in yoga like headstands and stuff that's very advanced. You don't want to be doing that if it's not
Exactly. You have to be really smart about
Yeah.
it. So, and yeah, I apologize that this is loading forever. I was actually, we could actually do this later because I want to show you some other stuff with FitStar Premium. Now, this part is actually kind of interesting because you don't have to pay anything. The app is free. You download it. You've got some limited sessions. What you get is basically a 20-minute session once a week. If you're like me, you might not be doing a yoga class more than once a week anyway, so you could skate by not paying anything. But the idea is, as you get this integrated into your life, then you might go for a premium, which is, I believe, $8 a month, or I think $40 a year. I think they have a discount right now, but it's going to be $40.
What do you get for the additional?
Oh, it's just like unlimited sessions.
More poses. Oh,
yeah,
all right. Oh,
more
okay.
poses. A lot, certain stats and goals that the basic version isn't going to give you. What's actually kind of fun too is that I've got OMG Chad Johnson is my FitStar friend, Eric Lamerdine, my friend Matt,
Look at
Owen
all
Thomas.
the people do yoga.
Yeah, so it's actually very, in my opinion, it helps motivate me because I realize, so-and-so just did this. Oh, it's still taking forever. All right, let's just go ahead and leave this. So if you go over to the premium section, it does give you a much better idea of what you get. Like I mentioned, unlimited sessions. You've got more personalization, so it's really almost as if somebody is teaching you personally. And keep in mind, too, that although looking at yoga on an iPad is quite lovely, if you've got an Apple TV, you could AirPlay that to a large TV in your house. I don't really have a ton of room in my apartment where my TV is. I'd have to move coffee table.
Space,
you need a little space, yeah. But if you've got that kind of thing, then I think that's a great call, and it's well done. Again, Premium is going to give you stuff like HD video, which is not included in the basic section, although the limited sessions seem okay. And it's just, again, you see sort of like $40 a year. My goodness, if you go to 2 yoga classes a month, it's going to be $40.
Easy. Yeah.
And sometimes more. At least in cities, it's not a cheap hobby to have, even though it gives you a lot of results.
Even do hot yoga because your iPad probably could survive that, right?
What if I just crank up the heat? And just kind of sweat alone in my weird apartment.
I'll just breathe on you.
Yeah, a little Bikram yoga.
I'm going to throw this in. Okay. I love FitStar, by the way, and I think the Tony Gonzalez FitStar is a great personal trainer for people who want to do traditional exercises. I'm going to definitely try this because I love yoga. And you know me, I'm a Pilates fanatic. Pilates classes are even more expensive than yoga classes. This isn't a great app. It's a service that I really like, and I'm just going to throw this in. They do have an app on the iPad. It's called Pilates Anytime. And I think it's $15 a month, which is a lot less than even one Pilates class, which tends to be 25, 30 bucks. But they have a bunch of classes. You don't have to have Pilates equipment. They have mat workouts. But they do also, if you have Pilates equipment, you can use the Pilates equipment. Are you not showing my screen because you don't like me?
Oh, Zach is new on this show.
Look, Zach, look. There you
Yay.
go. So it's a plug for Pilates anytime because I really like these guys. They have a Roku channel, so you can actually put it on your Roku. There's documentaries about places to go for Pilates and stuff, but it's really just a video collection. So not the most sophisticated app ever, and the app, of course, is free. Let me show you an app that will help you. And for me, it's not just exercise, it's diet. And, you know, it's long been said that if you log what you eat, log your exercise, you're going to do better at it. And you don't even have to work at it. It will just kind of happen. This is called MyFitnessPal. Oh, I thought I'd signed up for it. Didn't I log in? Oh, I did log in. Let me log in again. I logged in with Facebook. It's been around for a long time. We've talked about it before, as we have with Tony, what's his name?
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. Food diary, very good food diary. And I think this is the one with the largest database. So one of the things that really is useful on these food diaries is the ability to find stuff that you're going to eat, like breakfast burrito. Now that's going to be kind of an odd thing, but they have McDonald's, they have a lot of, you know, Safeway, Trader Joe's, and even a homemade breakfast burrito. So you can really get a lot of nutrition information. And this is, for me, there are a lot of databases of calories that are only commercial stuff. I don't like to eat produced food. I don't like to go to, you know, chain restaurants. This is a great place, a great way to keep track of your food. You set a goal, it'll tell you how you're doing. It does have an excellent exercise diary. You see, it isn't the most gorgeous app. It's been around for a long time. This is one of the oldest fitness apps out there. It can also get recipes from other websites, which is really cool, and then tell you the nutritional breakdown of that recipe, but also for your day. So you know if you're trying to track sodium or carbs, it'll do that for you. It really is not the most beautiful, like I said, but I think the most complete and the easiest to use. If you've been looking for a program to log your exercise and your food, this is great, and it will be Health Kit. It will be Health Kit aware. So one of the things you want to look for on these kinds of programs right now today, because Health Kit isn't fully developed, it may not matter, but in the long run, you want your fitness band, your apps, and all of that stuff to all pipe into Health Kit. Your medical records, if you can, things like that, so that you have a total look within Health Kit. This is Health Kit aware. It's called MyFitnessPal. It's free, like it. There is, I think, an ad-free version that's paid. Highly recommended. It is really, really good.
I'm really getting to the point now where I was thinking about this just because it's come up on I-5 quite a bit lately, where it's like the ad versions, even though they're free, are just, they're relentless.
Yes.
It's like
so pay for the ad free.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you, obviously, but yeah, I just think, why have such a bad experience just because? I don't know. I don't know. I've had some bad experience with ads lately. So, you know, these like full video ads that you have to wait to. Oh gosh.
So it's if you look for it, you'll see MyFitnessPal. It's a website, myfitnesspal.com. But technically, the name is Calorie Counter and Diet Tracker by MyFitnessPal.
I see.
Crazy.
You'll remember the jumping lady or man.
Yeah.
Jumping ambiguous human.
Lady. This has been around probably longer than anything else. Maybe Lose It is a little older, but this is the one I use because the database is so complete, which is really important, I think.
I thought it would be interesting to show a brand new app. Now, you mentioned MyFitnessPal. There is another app, Map My Fitness, which we've actually covered on this show before.
Love it.
That was bought by a company called Under Armour, a British company, I believe.
Heard of them. They make underwear.
Yeah.
They do.
Do they?
Oh, you don't know Under Armour?
No.
Oh, yeah, everybody wears Under Armour. It's they're like rubber T-shirts. I don't know how to, you know, the UA logo.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the athletes wear Under Armour.
Yeah.
It's not rubber, but they're synthetic, but they wick.
Sure.
And they actually do protect you against grass.
Rash.
Stuff,
It's like a rash guard type of a thing.
It is a rash guard.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. That's all you had to say is rash guard. I know what those are. But yeah, so Under Armour bought MyFitness a little over a year ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they actually have a new app that is, you know, I'm looking at it for the first time. It's brand new. But I figured, now if we can see my iPad on the screen, okay, I'll try to do my best.
There's Sarah Lane.
There I am. So I can say, what are the things that are interesting to me? All right, well, I certainly like running. Let's go ahead and throw yoga in there. I do not like playing basketball. I love walking, hunting. Yeah, great sport. You know, let's go ahead and say, what else do I do? Oh, hiking. Okay.
You love that. I know you do.
Yeah, those are the things that interest me. Sure. Okay, so follow athletes and pages. Fine. Okay, let's do that. And then it's weird because now that you mentioned Under Armour, I realized, okay, that's fine, okay, so view daily steps, sleep, and workouts all in your 24/7 activity graph. Connect a device to start tracking. Okay, so this is one of these apps that
you have to hold your iPad under your arm.
Well, you connect your device.
Oh, yeah, if you have a device.
Right, this is probably...
That's where the Apple Watch is going to be great because you will be able to use your iPad for workouts because the watch is the thing you'll be wearing and then you can get in. There's the UA logo. See that?
Yeah. Now I'm familiar
Now
with
you know
it.
who they are.
So you've got all sorts of and that's actually one of the reasons that I thought it would be interesting just to kind of talk about fitness apps on this show, especially because we've had people say this in the past. Come on, I mean, what are you really going to be doing with an iPad? You know, it's you're not going to be running with an iPad.
No, I will defend it because, for instance, FitStar. I want to see those videos as big as I can. I used to use it on my phone and I don't like it. I much prefer, oh look, it ties into all of the devices.
All of them. Garmin, Jawbone, Y-Things, Fitbit,
That's awesome.
Misfit. I don't even know what that is. Misfit?
Polar.
I don't know if I want an activity tracker
I like
called
having a big screen, especially if I'm looking at exercises like the Pilates or the yoga. I want to see it on a big screen. So I think an iPad is fine.
Well, it's sort of a good, you know, sort of grand central, right? Of all the activity that you might be doing. But if you're actually...
You're not going to wear it on your arm and carry it with you, obviously.
No.
Yeah.
But this is a nice place to be able to collect data, especially because wearables are... I sort of snicker a little bit about how the wearable market is really off the chain right now. There's just so many of them. Maybe just because CES just ended, so I saw a lot of stuff that I figured...
Crazy stuff.
No, none of these... Most of these devices and companies we won't even think about a year from now. But with the Apple Watch, and you've got, you know, your iPhone, and in some cases you would have your iPhone with you. You're not going to have your iPad with you on the treadmill, but it is a great place that can collect all of that data.
Are you kidding? I use my iPad on the treadmill all the time, as long as there's a stand.
Well, yeah, but you're not running with it, is what I'm saying.
But I wouldn't run down the street with it. I wouldn't like carry it under my arm while I'm running. But on the treadmill, on the bicycle, on all the things, the iPad's perfect for gym exercise.
But the iPad is not tracking your steps if you're using it that way.
No,
Then
you want
my
your
point.
watch to do that.
Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting as this becomes more of a thing, these fitness trackers, or maybe I'm just excited about it because I like running so much, how the iPad will emerge as, oh, this is a really good dashboard for, you know, a variety of...
Exactly, and that's why you want to look for health kit compatibility, because ultimately that's going to be the dashboard, I think.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
FitStar was...
I think everything
really
now, you'd be crazy not to make your
crazy
app
person.
not health kit aware,
That's right.
Yeah.
So we've got some yoga, FitStar Yoga. We've got MyFitnessPal.
Calorie counting.
Calorie counting. And I think even though we did say that the theme is fitness, what you put into your body makes a lot.
Believe me.
I mean,
you cannot exercise away this or this or this.
I mean, that's why I look like I do, is because...
You don't eat.
No. I meant I could look a lot better.
You're so fat.
No, I'm not saying I'm fat. I'm just saying I treat my body like a trash receptacle. But then I work out a lot, so I'm you know, it's like
you can balance it.
If you put the time into eating, then you get so many more results later.
Is to do both.
I know.
Diet and exercise.
Well, yeah, maybe it'll be good when I don't work here because it seems like everybody has a birthday every day, and we're always eating pie for breakfast. So I'm not complaining.
There are a lot of sweets here.
There are.
This seems to be a sweet, healthy, rich environment.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet, rich environment.
Well, Yeah, it's. I did it to myself. What are you gonna say? I love how you were like, no, you look great, as if I was saying, this is why I look so good.
I'm a fan. It's not too late to tell those TechCrunch people, screw you.
Yeah, screw you. I'm sticking.
I'm just saying.
Sticking with Twit. Well, hopefully I can have both. That's all I want.
Have your Twit and eat it too.
Oh yeah. So we've got some links here. If you've missed anything, or you want to go back over something, or you say having a problem finding it in the App Store, all of those things may happen to you. You can always go to twit.tv. Yeah, /IPT.
Already she's forgetting the URL?
Yeah, what's wrong with me? Last week was fun. Leo played Crossy Road. I showed off SeatGeek.
I can't stop playing that Crossy Road, by the way.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one.
Wholly addictive.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But this is not only where you can see past episodes, we've got them all there, but if you like to subscribe to the show, we've got audio and video feeds. Obviously, if you're just listening to the show, you don't get to see all the apps, but hey, you do however you like. That's the beauty of it. And we also have show notes and links to everything that we talk about. So even if it was an interesting story that you thought maybe somebody else might get something out of and you'd like to pass it along, you can always check out our show notes at twit.tv/IPT.
Apparently there was a nice cake in Downtown Abbey this week.
Downton?
Downtown Abbey.
Downtown Abbey. I love it when people say that, and I'm like, so you've just never watched the show.
Andy Anatko says from now on, I'm going to call it Downtown Abbey and drive people crazy. No, I'm a Downton Abbey fan. You watched Downton Abbey, I'm sure, this week, the opening of Downton Abbey. And you probably noticed the kitchens down below, and
yeah,
you know, they have they have a cook and like 3 scullery maids, and they're working.
I love the intro music to Downton Abbey is some of the best.
With a little ding ding.
I just love it.
Yeah.
And the dog running.
Yeah. So I'm watching Downton Abbey thinking, boy, I wish I had a cook and 3 scullery maids. Then I realized, wait a minute, I have something better. I have Blue Apron.
Ooh, Blue Apron. Blue Apron is it's the happiest package you'll ever get.
I know.
Because you're like, yay, food.
Yay.
And I get to be fancy.
But you know, I used to do with the thing where it's already cooked and it's frozen and and that's terrible. The thing that Blue Apron, they were so smart. They said, no, you can cook it. In fact, that's part of the fun of this. It is fun to be a great chef, especially if somebody does all the shopping for you. That's what Blue Apron does. Each week, you'll get a Blue Apron refrigerated box with exactly the right amount of high-quality ingredients. There are 2 types of boxes. There's a dinner for 2, and then there's a family box. We do the dinner for 2. Everything you need is there, plus a beautiful card with coded stock, so you can save it for your recipe cards. Many of the recipes with Blue Apron are celebrity chefs. I have my new favorite. The pork and congee is from somebody who won Iron Chef, and it's an amazing dish. The thing is, you make it once with all the ingredients from Blue Apron. It walks you through it, and now I know how to make it. It's in my repertoire. Mm-hmm. Blue Apron solves the problem of you want to cook, but you don't have time to shop.
Yeah.
It takes about half an hour to make these Blue Apron meals. By the way, speaking of health, 500 to 700 calories, fresh ingredients. Fresh because they actually get them from local farms in season, so you're going to get delicious stuff. And man, is it easy. They'll even work around your dietary preferences and your schedule. You don't have to worry about getting a box when you don't want one. They'll never send you the same meal twice, so you're always getting something wonderful. Deliveries are free. This is such a great thing. If you haven't tried it, we've got it set up for you to get 2 meals free, so you can really get an experience. The meals are around normally $9.99 per person per meal, but these are free. You'll make meals like chicken mulligatawny soup with kohlrabi and basmati rice. Look at some of these. Whole wheat pasta linguine with walnuts. Is it lacinato kale?
Oh, I don't know.
And pecorino cheese, ricotta and cream.
But again, you know, it's funny.
Oh, look at that.
You mentioned it's good for people who don't have time to go to a grocery store, and that's totally true. It's also, I like to cook, but I get a little overwhelmed with new ingredients.
This inspires
I don't want to go and get the wrong thing.
Right.
It's just, if it comes to my door, then I can tackle it.
By the way, that's what the box looks like. So it's exactly the right amount of everything. There's 1 yellow onion. You know, there's no waste. 3 tablespoons of butter, not a whole stick, just the right amount. 3 cloves of garlic. It makes it as easy as can be to make that recipe. And I'm telling you, these are not hard to make. You got to try it. BlueApron.com/twit. I've talked now, so many people have tweeted me or emailed me saying, I tried it, and it's really kind of, this is a big part of, I think, of fitness, is not buying packaged foods, but making your own wholesome meals with real fresh ingredients. There's something about it. You appreciate what you're eating, and it's part of being mindful. It's mindful eating, I think.
Yeah.
It is
and that's
just phenomenal.
I can't under or overemphasize rather how much I agree with you on that. Because
you're not just stuffing your mouth.
You're stuck in a rut and you think, well, I make 3 things pretty well and then I eat out the rest of the time, or I just, it's like, this is just the perfect way to really feel like you're an accomplished chef and have have your hand held through the entire process. This is not hard.
T and Mike says, maybe I'll get a date if I get some Blue Apron. You know what? It's great for date night.
Are you kidding me?
It is so romantic.
If somebody would have made some Blue Apron recipes for me, you don't even have to to tell anybody.
Just
hide the box. I don't know.
Get 2 candles.
Right.
And the rest is in the Blue Apron box.
And you look like you have.
It's like
you've been to culinary school. And also, if you have had something in your, I'm just gonna go on for like 2 more seconds because I like Blue Apron so much. If you have a recipe that you really dug, wow, that in my Blue Apron box from a couple weeks ago, I really like that recipe. You can just pull the recipe off the internet on their website anytime you want.
Yeah, but don't throw away those cards. Actually,
don't throw away the cards.
I've got a stack of them, and that's kind of nice too.
Yeah.
Because you get pictures. It tells you how to prep it.
They do everything.
But everything's on the website.
Yeah.
It's great.
So it's like it's a whole menu and recipe book as well. Blue Apron, FTW. Hey, so we know what the minimum app price is in the U.S.
99
store.
cents, right?
99 cents, meaning Apple says you can't set your app to be like 2 cents.
Right.
It's 99 cents or it's more, but that's for a variety of reasons. But it's different prices depending on what app store you're using around the world. And Apple actually raised some minimum iOS app store prices. Now in Canada, $1.19. Canadian dollars, of course. I know.
From what, 99?
Yes. The UK is now 79 pounds. Well, 0.79 pounds.
79 pounds.
79
pence.
79 pence. Yes, yes.
Plus a halfpenny and a
fraction of a pound. 0.79.
3 farthings.
In the EU, it is now 0.99 euros. What did they say for euro cents?
I think.
Cents, yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
Centavos?
In France, it used to be centime. But we don't have francs anymore. Remember centimes?
They say that some increases are expected in a couple other markets
Is this because
as well,
of exchange,
Norway and Russia.
Exchange rate changes? Probably.
Yeah, the company said to developers, this was mid last week, that it account for localized value-added tax changes and then, of course, foreign exchange rates.
Value-added tax, that's right. Yeah.
It's added value, you know?
It's a terrible name. It's a sales tax.
Right.
National sales
value.
tax. It's value added.
Sales tax, right? So yeah, just, I don't know, something to consider that we're all not necessarily, especially as developers. As a developer, you already know this. Well, you might not be developing all over the world, but there are different minimum set prices.
Didn't Apple say how much they'd paid this year or last year in 2014?
Oh, it was like $1 million, billion, zillion.
It was. Let me just.
It was to app developers.
It was, I want to say 30 billion. It was some huge, maybe 15 billion, some huge amount of money they'd paid out to app developers. And they say they've created a million jobs, which is pretty cool, right? 1 million new jobs, people making apps. But you divide that by 15 billion, they're not making that much money.
So this is actually, we talked about this on TN2 last week. It's very interesting because you say like, what? Who are all these? Apple doesn't have that many employees. Apple employs what, like about 60,000 people, or at least in the US. But Apple says, no, think of all the companies that are based on apps or have some sort of an app product as part of that company, and they're developing for iOS. And if there was no iOS, this job wouldn't exist. And in a sense, I'm like, okay, Apple, I'll give you that. It's true. There is a lot of job creation around in the mobile universe. Certainly, iOS isn't the only place that people are developing for. Obviously, you got Android, you got Windows Phone, you've got BlackBerry.
Apple paid $10 billion to app developers.
Yeah.
Which means that Apple itself made somewhere around 4 to 5 million, since they take about 1/3 of the total. But that's pretty amazing.
It's kind of nuts.
It's an amazing economy that has emerged out of nowhere in the last 5 years.
I read something interesting on VentureBeat that Yahoo Mail, the mobile app for iOS, can now track packages for you If for some, if in your Yahoo Today section of the Yahoo app, let me actually just pull it up here so that we can be looking at it at the same time. Yahoo Today, oh, I'm sorry, this is a different app because this is my Yahoo Mail app. That if you had bought something via Amazon or eBay or Zappos or Target or Best Buy or Macy's.
It would see it in the mailbox.
Yeah.
And then just like Google does, it would track it.
Exactly. So there's a little bit of like at a glance, here are some of the packages that you are receiving.
I like that.
Of course, I'm like, oh, wait, that's the Yahoo Mail app. Let me open it. Just kidding. I don't use Yahoo Mail, so I've never actually downloaded the Yahoo Mail app. But I'm not going to judge you if that's the mail app that you use. A lot of people have different preferences.
But if you use Google, if you use Gmail and you use Google Now, that'll show up in the Google Now cards as you've got a package, and there's even a tracking link and so forth. But we use a program. I don't know. Do you use a program to track packages?
I don't really get a lot of packages.
Oh, oh, you don't?
Not really.
Gosh, I buy everything online.
I don't.
So I'm always...
Well, I mean, I don't buy something from Amazon regularly. I pay for Amazon Prime, but mostly that's for digital content. And yeah, I mean, I can't tell you the last thing I bought on Amazon. And it's not because I don't like it. I also live I live right next to a Target. I live right next to Whole Foods.
Right.
I actually sort of I have a pretty easy walk to a lot of the things that I might need right away. So.
You don't need to.
Well, it's
you just don't need to.
Well,
Let's face it, let's
here's
be
the
honest.
Here's the problem, is that I never get a package sent to my house because I inevitably won't be there, and the package will be too big, and then I get a "we missed you" thing, and then I got to go to a post office. It's like I do not want that. I would rather go walk to a store and get it myself, or I get it sent here, and you know, I'll get it sent to TechCrunch now. I don't know, but that can be kind of a pain too, because then you still got to put it in your car and then get it home, and
it's interesting.
I don't know.
The program I use, which is called Slice, and I'm pretty sure I've showed this before, has done a little bit of a pivot. It was originally just a package tracker. It would scan your email. It works. I use it with my Gmail, so you give it Gmail login, and then it would keep track of your packages. But now it looks like Slice is doing a lot more. Not only does it find your receipts, but it helps you shop as well. So I think they've maybe done a little bit of a pivot. But if you haven't used Slice, I love this because I will get notifications from it. I'm amazed that you don't get a lot of packages.
Well, what should I be buying?
I get so many packages.
What should I be getting more of? What do I get?
By the way, Slice does work with Yahoo Mail. So if
that's cool.
if what Yahoo's doing is not enough for you, well, you know, candy, stockings, cigarettes, the usual.
Can you buy cigarettes on Amazon?
I don't know.
That would be.
So.
I doubt it, right?
I don't
You don't get cigarettes sent? I don't know.
So
somebody chime in, will you?
If the Yahoo tracking is not enough for you or you don't use Yahoo, try Slice. I really like it.
So let's talk about that 14-day refund thing that the EU got Apple to agree to. We talked about that last week or the week before.
Turns out that that's a law in general in the European Union. You have 14 days to return anything. You can buy underwear and bring it back 14 days later in the European Union.
I mean, can it have holes in the underwear? I mean, how bad?
I don't know what the health rules are. I'm just telling you that is the standard consumer protection rule in the EU. 14 days, bring it back.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
What's that?
You can get your refund for the app that you bought that you claim to not be happy with.
Yeah.
But then you keep the app and it works just fine. So, I mean, are we going on the honor system here?
We are.
I know the Europeans are mostly very kind, honest folk, but come on.
What would you want? Would you want Apple to reach its hand into your thing and take it away?
Well, no.
Well, that's the only choice.
But, okay.
They do have a kill switch. They could do that, but I think it's probably smart of them to say, look, just delete that app, we'll give you your money back. Otherwise, what are they going to do? They're going to have to get in, give me that app. And take it away from you.
I guess it's sort of, okay, so Apple has to do this. This is a rule. They obviously want to be operating in the European Union.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, what is the choice? I mean, I guess there's a kill switch technically, but
they very rarely use it.
Yeah, because then you sort of get into all sorts of my privacy issues. But
so I think Apple just said, look, we got to do this. It's a EU rule. We'll do it, and we'll just use the honor system. So delete the app if you got the money back.
Yeah.
You have to be a special kind of loser to get an app, ask for your money back, and then keep using the app.
I'm trying to think of a situation where I've done something similar to that and not felt bad about it, and I can't think of anything. I mean, because usually, well, if it's an app, it's just, this virtual thing, right? But yeah, if you get your money back, you have to then give back the thing that you didn't want anymore.
People are amazing at rationalizing.
I suppose.
And I bet you there are people who go, oh, well, I'm not going to use it much.
Right.
I'm poor.
Yeah.
I can't afford 99 cents. I want my money back.
Is this what the growth hackers are doing? I hear that term thrown around all the time. It's like, it's a way to sort of game a variety of systems so that you can, and I don't even know if I'm using that term right, because I have a friend who has like a weird backdoor way to get a bunch of Uber credit for Uber rides. And she was like, she sort
says,
of,
it's okay, I'm just growth hacking.
well, yeah, it was sort of like a, growth hacking thing. And I was like, what?
I don't think that's the right, I think that's not the term. It's called stealing.
Well.
Growth hacking?
Yeah.
I'm just growth hacking. Give me your money. Oh, hey, I'm just a growth hacker.
She says it just like that, real breathlessly.
I'm just
growth
hacking.
I'm just growth hacking.
Growth hacking. This is a new term to me.
It's a thing. And I bet you some of those EU people are growth hacking apps up the wazoo.
I'm growth hacking.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I don't know. So Apple is possibly, we don't know this, for a fact, but it looks like Apple Pay will be expanding into Canada sooner than later, possibly as soon as March. Now, that is great for our Canadian friends.
They'll be less enthused because they've had, of course, chip and pin for a long time in Canada, so they've had...
Oh, yeah, so you've spent a lot of time in Canada. How does their, point of sale payment thing differ from ours? You're talking about the cards that have the little
I haven't been in Canada
pins.
in a long time, so I don't know what they do currently.
Oh, okay.
It used to be you give him a toonie and he'd give you a Tim Hortons donut. Or maybe if you don't have a toonie, you can give him a loonie and he'd give you like a Tim's Bits.
What about Tim Tam? Is that a Canadian thing too?
Tim Tam, sure.
Yeah.
You bite off the ends of your Tim Tam.
And then
you take your...
And you put it in your poutine.
You suck the poutine right through it.
Ew. Both of those things are so great, but not great together. Not great together. Although I bet there's a restaurant in Montreal somewhere that has figured it out.
But they have had chip and pin for some time, and I think that they do have tap and pay. So it may not be as big a deal. It really is a big deal in the States because we've had swipe and sign for so long, and that's all we've had. By the way, growth hacking, according to Wikipedia, is a marketing technique that technology startups use, which uses creativity, analytical thinking, and social metrics to sell products and gain exposure.
Oh, that's not...
It's not stealing
That's not how
Uber
it was
points.
explained to me at all. Maybe she just thought that sounded good.
Growth hackers focus on low-cost and innovative alternatives to traditional marketing. Maybe she's taking advantage of Uber's growth hacking.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Life is hard. I'm just going to walk to the grocery store. I don't need a package. I don't need any growth hacking. How about the EFF saying, we've got a new app. However, we're not developing for iOS.
Because it's not free.
Yeah, they've got all sorts of, well, the EFF is, they stand for very specific things. I think we could all agree on that, right?
I read the statement from the EFF and I thought, I don't really get this. First of all, by the way, not missing a thing. All the app is basically is a portal to their activism page. So, and by the way, I'm a big supporter of EFF. I give them money every
Foundation.
I give them money every month. I believe that the work they're doing is the work of God. But frankly, if you have a browser, which you do, if you go to EFF.org, you can go to the activism page and get all the same features. The app just puts it in it's like almost like an interface to a web page. They're concerned because they don't want to agree to Apple's non-disclosure agreement, and in order to become a developer and to use the SDK, the software developer kit, you have to agree to Apple's non-disclosure rules. And they said, well, we don't want. They're lawyers. We don't want to do that. So they're not going to make an app for iOS. It's not a big loss.
They also said, speaking of being able to, remotely kill an app, the EFF says kill switch. That doesn't work for us. Obviously, there is some form of protection. If an app had malware or bad code or something in there. Yeah, I can completely understand why Apple wanted to build it.
You have to have it. Google has it. Everybody has it.
You're right.
If there's a malicious app that a lot of people download and it's really doing harm, you have to have the ability to kill the app. And you don't want to use it. As we said with this refund thing, you don't want to use it unless it's absolutely necessary. Apple has, I believe, used the kill switch once, twice, not very often.
Not at all.
So I don't think this is an issue. I disagree with him on that. Wow. EFF.org. Go to act.eff.org. It's a great thing. You'll get all the same features. You don't need it on your. You don't need an app. Although do support the EFF, and I think they're being a little finicky, a little fussy here. But I understand.
Well, but I think they would probably, you know, somebody would take them to task by saying, well, hold on a second. You've got you stand for something very specific. But if you bow to Apple on these terms, then you're not really standing for something.
Right.
So I get it. I get it. At the same time, it's a little...
I don't know if I think Google is in some way more pure than Apple in this regard. You can develop for Google. You don't have to agree to certain things.
True.
Yeah. Apple, EFF called Apple's developer terms outrageous.
They did.
They're outrageous.
They are outrageous. I don't know that I agree, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm so used to, I know I don't develop myself any apps, but I sure know a lot of people who do, you know, who work in that capacity, and it's, you know, I don't see everybody lamenting how awful the terms of Apple are. It's kind of just, it's the way it goes, and Apple's been so successful with it, so maybe, you know, the EFF says, well, we're gonna just take it to Android, and that's all good.
The kill switch was incorporated into the iPhone very early on, I think 2008. Steve Jobs said of it, hopefully we'll never have to pull that lever, but we would be irresponsible not to have a lever like that to pull if there's malicious software that gets on your thing. I think that that's not bad.
Well, you know, Leo, it's interesting because when I came up today, because I've got all these, you know, like I've got like iPads and old iPhones.
You are wired. You are wired.
I am just one wired individual. Now, I'm actually leaving a couple of the products here today because, you know, now that I'm like contract employee, it's like, well, I don't need to just be collecting these iPads over time.
You're going to get a rush of people who are going to come grab your stuff.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Before they do, just take that stuff and get a little moolah in return.
At Gazelle?
Yeah.
Let's Gazelle Sarah.
Yes.
Just take all her stuff. Your bag, since you started working here, has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know what's in there, like 8 iPhones, a couple of iPads.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's got a ton of stuff in that purse.
I'm full of goodies.
Look at this. And I think there's cash. I think it's as if you had that, if that purse were stuffed with $100 bills, it would be like that, just oozing out the side. And that's why Gazelle is such a great thing.
Yeah.
Gazelle will pay cash for that stuff.
Look at this.
If you go to gazelle.com. Now, right now, if you go there right now, you can get a 30-day lock-in on anything, which means you have a month to decide, am I even going to sell it? But the point is, get that price now because the value is not going up on your old gadgets. Something new at Gazelle, you can also buy it. You know, you wonder what happens to all that stuff. Well, the creme de la creme, the best iPhones and iPads are available at the Gazelle Certified Pre-Owned store. Two conditions of gadgets there. Certified like new, which means they are basically new, and certified good. They may show some gentle signs of wear, but if you want to save a little extra, look at the prices. Here's a Retina iPad mini, $250. This is amazing. All the devices they sell have been put through a rigorous 30-point inspection to ensure they work exactly as if they were new. And certified pre-owned devices are always backed by a 30-day risk-free return policy. So now Gazelle's both the place you want to go when you want to sell your gadgets and the place you go when you want to buy gadgets, especially if you're replacing a phone that was lost or broken. You don't want to spend the money to get a brand new one. Go to Gazelle, Gazelle. They've paid out now more than $200 million to over 1 million customers, people like you. And 9 out of 10 customers at Gazelle say, this was excellent. This was an excellent experience. It is a great deal. Sell your old stuff. They'll wipe it if you forget to. You know, you don't have to worry about your personal data. They'll pay the shipping on anything worth more than $1. Then you get paid fast with an Amazon gift card or a check or a PayPal credit. By the way, if you get the Amazon gift card, 5% more. They just bump it for you. Gazelle.com.
Love you, Gazelle.
It's really a recycling, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and
we don't want to put these on the landfill.
Yeah.
We want people to.
It's time.
use them.
The time is now.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, it's certified pre-owned. If something is like new and it's a discount,
Why not?
yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Indeed. Got an email from Chris with a K, like Kris Jenner, although I don't know if you're a man or woman, who says, as a developer, got word from Apple that starting on the 1st of February, all new apps must be iOS 8 compliant, which means you have to use Xcode 6, and therefore you must use the new adaptive layout for iOS. In Xcode 6, it won't be possible anymore to build a universal app. Auto layout is gone, and it's replaced by something called adaptive layout. All apps must be built to adapt to all phone and tablet sizes. We now have 4 iPhone sizes and 1 tablet size from a development perspective. I think you actually have 2 tablet sizes, right? If you care. Well, the mini is just okay, got it. So hopefully, Chris says, the days of Sarah wishing for an iPad app and having to turn her iPad into portrait orientation are coming to a close.
Let's reiterate that.
Yeah.
You, as a developer, starting when? Next month? You must.
Starting, February 1st.
You must develop for all platforms. You must have a layout for every existing Apple iOS device. That's really interesting. So are they going to eliminate iPhone-only apps?
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, actually. Because, it would no longer be a problem because you would have had to submit the iPad version in order to get your thumbs up.
Wow. I'd be curious
Pretty
to see
cool,
how that changes the universe.
Well, it'll help us on this show, that's for sure.
I have to say, on the Android side, it kind of is like that because they have adaptive, when you write a program for Android, normally it does have that adaptive layout. And so you don't have the distinct, you don't have as much as you do on the iPad, the distinct tablet versus phone apps.
Right.
There are some apps that are specifically tablet, but very few. It really is one app kind of just figures out how to look on any given screen. But you have so many different screens in Android, you have to do it that way.
Yeah.
Apple's a little bit
Although it's getting more complicated, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It really is. I mean,
Whatever happened to that?
It's just so
little.
I can't. It's weird.
And that's a 5S?
It's a 5S.
Not even that small.
This was like a huge phone at one point.
Get your iPhone 4 out, and that's going to be tiny.
I can't even deal with that.
Probably
I don't have any of those anymore.
Oh, it's somewhere in the bottom there.
I'm sure. Yeah,
with a chewing gum and
next to the hairbrush.
Yeah.
And the headband. Yeah, that's a weird bag.
Do you have like 800 hair ties in the bottom of that bag?
I probably have several. Some bobby pins. Just throw bobby. Every pocket of everything I own, there's always a bobby pin in there.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Me too.
Yeah? It's weird. Yeah, I mean, you used to wear so many bobby pins. I love how you would sort of have your hair tied and braided sometimes. You don't have that now.
Somebody said, well, now that you've shaved your head, you won't have to spend so much time getting ready in the morning. As if I spent a lot of time styling and gelling and making...
It wasn't like you had long hair.
I would basically go out the door with wet hair and then run a comb through it.
I understand that Lisa is not thrilled about the bald head.
She's getting over it.
Okay, because at first I was like, I think it looks good. You might consider keeping it for a while. And she was like, you shut up.
It wasn't her dream to have a mate with a bald head.
A bald mate.
But she's getting used to it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but Leo has a choice.
It just wasn't
he actually has
I
a
have
lot
a
of hair.
choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? I don't. In this respect, I don't hate it.
I think it looks cool.
I think it's okay. It's kind of a major statement that I'm not really willing to make at this point. I don't think I'm that tough. Maybe if I did more FitStar exercises.
There you go.
Because I'm looking a little bit like I think I'm Pitbull, but really I'm Wally Cox.
I don't compare you to Pitbull in any stage of anything. No, that's not really. I just think it's cool. I don't know. I like a good shaved head.
It's an exercise.
Good shaved head.
You know what it is?
Never hurt anybody.
You know what it is? And I really feel this, and this is why I did it. An exercise in humility, because I was very vain about my hair.
Were you?
Yeah.
Really?
So now
maybe I should shave my head.
Now I hate myself.
Because I spend way too much time trying to. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it today because I just always put my hair back.
Kind of a Buddhist exercise.
Yeah, just shave it off.
Shave your head.
See what your head is shaped like.
Do the downward dog. Do you even know what your head is shaped like?
I mean, not since I was a newborn.
I was a little worried there'd be like a 666 tattooed here.
Sure, yeah, and then we'd have to kill you.
Then I'd know I was Damien.
Right, right, yeah. That's a devil joke for anybody who doesn't get that. It's a great movie.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a video that Doug sent in. This is not Doug in the video, but he just forwarded it along to us, and I thought it was pretty cool because I hadn't seen it. It's an artist who used an iPad in a variety of ways to recreate "Don't Fear the Reaper" by Blue Oyster Cult.
Love that.
Yeah. Apparently he's from Winnipeg, so I think maybe Doug.
A lot.
I think maybe Doug is also from Canada, and that's why he mentioned that to me.
Every sound you hear on this recording was created by an iPad.
Correct. Yeah. Obviously not all at once. He does different instruments at different times and then layers them together.
It's neat that he's got the voice.
Yeah, isn't that neat? And then of course, he put together this kind of neat video.
I almost say though, what's surprising about this? I mean. Look, he's even got a cowbell.
Cowbell! And this is just a cool song in general, and it reminds me of Saturday Night Live, which is, there's just nothing wrong with it. And this is sort of an interesting video as well. He's obviously having some fun with it. Remember when we started the show over 4 years ago and there were a lot of these videos? I mean, once people started to get iPads and let's say like 6 months in, and you started to see like, you know, we had the iPad DJ and we had, you know, people who are, we had iPad Star of the Week. We don't even really do that anymore, but remember, you'd see a celebrity with an iPad under their arm and we go, ooh, look who's got an iPad, you know, and then everyone had one. And I think a lot of some of this creative stuff, I feel like it maybe hasn't died down, but there's less of that sort of like, hey, look at this cool video of what I did with an iPad, because we just know that that's
commonplace.
Possible. Yeah,
it's here.
It's commonplace.
Well, that's funny because you're right. Maybe 4 years ago I would have looked at that video and said, wow, that's amazing. Now it's like, well, of course you can do that with the iPad.
You were very ho-hum just now.
It's like he's got drums and a guitar and a cowbell. Well, doesn't everybody?
Pretty much. Actually, yes.
I mean, that's not, it's like, of course you could do that with an iPad.
You too.
Nothing special
Blue
anymore.
Oyster Cult if you just have a little patience.
But it did need, I'll be honest with you, a little more cowbell.
A little more cowbell.
Yeah.
Yeah? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
More cowbell.
Christopher Walken, anybody?
Yeah.
Okay. We love hearing from all of you. Thank you, Doug, for sending that video. Again, I wouldn't have seen it otherwise. So we depend on all of you in order to help us build our show each week. You can write us at iPad Today at twit.tv. Thanks to everybody who does. You can leave us a voicemail at 757-504-IPAD. Of course, you can send in a video. Whether it's yourself, you can ask us a question or forward something on to us that you think that we could use on the show, or do a little dance, make a little
love, get down
blue
tonight.
Apron, yeah.
Get down tonight. Where's your hat?
Oh, sorry.
Where's your hat, Lane?
All right, all right.
She's already on the way out the door.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise here.
Ah, look, you know what's so cool is that Jeff Needles says to me, do you mind if I choose your hats on Friday because I won't be here on Saturday? And I was like, yeah, who cares? But he didn't know that I was going to wear stripes today.
He forgot to choose the hat. I chose this hat.
Oh, you chose the hat.
There was no hat choice.
Oh.
Unless he left a note.
Interesting.
Oh, Leo, remember to get the hats.
Oh.
And a loaf of bread.
So then I have you to thank for
putting
me in stripe mode here.
Stripey stripe.
Not that they really go together, but I say more stripes are always a good thing.
I did not know that you were wearing stripes. It's completely a coincidence. However, I did know that I was bald, so I got myself the Twit fishing hat.
Uh-huh. Because
this is great for going outdoors.
Well, because you need, you know.
It's like you have hair.
You were mentioning, because of course it's winter time and it's not really all that warm around these parts, that you notice, wow, my head's really cold because I don't have any hair.
That's really true.
But on the other side of things, you're going to get a sunburn.
That's right. That's not good either.
You got to wear a hat.
You got to wear a hat.
Got to wear a fishing hat.
I don't, okay, this, just want you to know, is going to be the holiday gift in 2015 for all the Twit hosts. It's not too late to change your mind. You too could have a hat just like this.
Oh, you mean so I'm not really a host anymore?
You will not get one. You have exited the building.
Oh, I want it. I want my patchwork fishing.
Actually, this was made for me by a viewer, and I don't remember her name, but she made it, and I love it. But I don't fish, so I just wear it now.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even say to myself, oh, what are you, going fishing? I would just say, you're a colorful dude.
I look more like Raggedy Andy.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You look maybe like you do a lot of, you know,
quilting? Quilt work? Is that what you're going to say?
No matter what I say, I'll offend somebody, so I'm just going to say, I love your hat, man. Good stuff. Hey,
love yours, too.
Thank you. Well, it's yours. So
They're all mine.
yeah, they're all Leo's.
I have, it's funny,
hat
it's almost
room.
as if I knew I would need hats. I have a hat room.
You do, yeah. Well, that's why we do iPad Today, really, is just to wear hats, because you
I
know.
love hats.
It just makes everything more
Do
fun.
you love hats?
I love hats. I don't wear a lot of hats.
You don't?
When I'm here, because I feel like it's distracting, right? Unless we like say, it's hat time. By the way, these are our app caps for anybody who's watching the show for the first time. We do this every week. We don't have a lick of shame.
We haven't repeated caps. I mean, we can go like a whole year without repeating it.
Yeah. Sometimes we
We
like
have favorites. This is a favorite. I've worn this before.
Yeah, I've worn this before as well.
Yeah, I like this
But in general, there's a surplus of hats in Leo's office. Okay, so I mentioned at the very beginning of the show that we had a good way to scan all of your paper documents. Okay, so it's funny. I had this situation. Remember when I got in that car accident a couple years ago now?
Very much.
So I'm I'm on the side of the road, and
that was the beginning of the end. That was when she started looking for work.
Yeah, several years ago, and it took a long time. I am not very employable, turns out.
That's
No,
not
I'm just
true.
kidding. But I'm on the side of the road.
They were asking in the chat.
Okay.
room. Did you go to TechCrunch? Did you approach them and say, I'd like a job? Or did they just kind of cold call you and say, Sarah, had you ever thought about working for the big TC?
They
approached
to me.
you.
They came to me.
That's what I thought. And
Because
I
I
told them
wouldn't
that.
even have known that they were creating this.
No.
Like, I wouldn't.
And they thought, who's the perfect person for this job? And they knew you already. You knew a lot of the people who were there, right?
Yeah.
So they, of course, leapt to mind.
That's
If it's not
honestly what
Charlie
happened.
Rose, it's Sarah Lane.
That's right. Yeah. I am number 2 under Charlie Rose. But
Not bad. Not a bad list to be on.
But yeah. But that's the situation. So anyway, okay. So I'm just gonna set up.
I'm
the
sorry.
story
So the
because
car wreck.
Car wreck. I'm on the side of the road. There's this guy that hit me.
You're injured too, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, not badly.
You're not
but
feeling
I mean,
good.
I was. I had a whiplash.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really thinking straight, and he's trying to give me his insurance information, and I'm kind of like, oh, do you have a pen? Okay, and then
You're a little shook up.
I'm a little shook up. I'm not thinking. Finally, a cop comes, and he's sort of watching me fumble, and he goes, "Why don't you just take a picture of his license?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, what am I thinking? Why am I like writing down all this information?" It took me a while to get to that point, which now we all do.
We
You
all
just
do
take a
that, but I
photo.
think that was so long ago, we didn't do that then.
Yeah. So Evernote, which of course is all about not only backing up stuff, but being able
Love
to organize a lot of your documents, stuff that's in your life, has a new app, which is iPhone or iPad, that is specifically to scan documents, which then connects.
Get out of here.
No, I'm out.
I'm an
out.
Evernote fan, and I've never heard of this.
Well, it's brand new.
What's it called?
It's called Scannable.
Scannable.
Scannable by Evernote.
Goodness, this
Yeah,
is awesome.
that's right. Or Evernote Scannable, I guess, is what you would search for in the App Store.
Okay.
So if you say, all right, well, let's start scanning here.
yeah.
All right, now, this is not an actual document that's of importance, but let's just pretend that it was, right? There was, something that there was a lot of. It's looking for the document. So what it wants to do, you can see that it's trying to, okay. Now it says, all right,
Would you
we
like
got
me
it.
to give you a document?
Well,
I have documents.
It's okay,
All
because Evernote isn't going to judge your document, right? This is all.
Don't judge me.
It could be anything you want it to be.
Yeah.
But that was really easy. So you finally got your document in here. You go ahead and say, okay, review your document before sharing. Tap any scan to crop, delete, or rotate. You can say, okay, you can, of course, crop out some of the stuff that you don't need here. Oops.
So it's kind of like a scanner would do that too, where you say, this is what
Exactly.
I want you to keep.
Yeah, because,
Oh, this is good. I'm getting this.
Yes.
And it goes right into Evernote.
That's exactly right.
Love Evernote.
You say,
And look, it
send
actually.
it to me. You
and this
can
is
not only
important.
Evernote, but you can save it to your camera roll. You can export it to a variety of other places.
And it exposed it not for a picture, but to make the text maximally readable. You wouldn't want to overexpose it if it were a picture like that, but to see the text, you want to see the text, and that's what it exposed for. That's really interesting. I think that's great.
You can also, you can
Does it understand
attach-
barcodes and does it understand it at all?
Well, that is a good question because I haven't actually. Let's see.
It wouldn't understand that.
Yeah.
So you're going to categorize it? Or,
Yeah, I mean, you basically, you are the master of your scanned documents. Of course, you can connect the documents to various calendars.
Do you have a business card? Would it understand the business card?
Who has a business card? I mean, I don't even think I ever had, I don't know if I've had business cards for the last,
Is
however.
it too late to make Sarah a business card? I guess so. Now that's the Scan Snap from Fuji. I have that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually just built into this too.
Oh, neat.
This is, I mean, it's completely free, as everything that pretty much anything Evernote does.
Get in that. Here,
Yeah.
does it understand tattoos? We could try.
Oh.
You're good. You did not. See, normally somebody would go, no, no, no. But you just go, yeah, whatever, sure.
I have a tattoo on my butt too.
Yeah, sure.
Let's,
Show me.
You know,
Let's see.
Share and share alike. What's above it? It's above it.
My app, if you're done with Words with Friends, so I was talking to F and Dunn.
Okay.
Jason Cleanthus, one of our newest producers.
Correct.
He's a big Words with Friends guy. I said, you're good at, you know, I know you play a lot of games. He says, I'm over it. I'm done. I have a new game that I like to play called Bonza. B-O-N-Z-A. Bonza word puzzle for Mini Mega. Now, it's free within app purchases, okay? So you get your free daily puzzle, and then you can buy classic packs. But then there's the Celebrity Designer Pack by Anna Schechtman. I don't know who these celebrity designers are. But anyway, I guess they're web designers. But so I'll just to give you an idea, let's play the free daily puzzle.
Okay.
So this is kind of fun. Clue, P blank, 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 P blank, blank. All right, and now this is a crossword puzzle that's been broken up. Now, normally, when I first started, they would tell you what you're doing, but here I don't know. So I have to just see if I can, wow, this just got really hard.
So
I'm going to move these around and try to form words, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking
seen you play this
C-R-O. Crow. There's a bird. Maybe that's it? No. See, it'll jump together when it's right.
Oh.
You see. So this got really hard very fast.
What about crook?
Crook, you see crook?
Yeah, okay.
Crook.
There you go.
Is that going to jump? No.
What?
I know.
Jeez.
So as you solve it, I should really go back and do something easier because that one is too tough. Let's do the classic puzzle pack.
Okay.
3 little pigs. I can do this,
all right.
okay? So now that's the clue, 3 little pigs.
Okay.
See, now we're talking a little easier.
Sticks.
There's bricks, there's sticks, and there's straw. Ta-da!
Okay, so
See?
all right, so that
It's
one.
good to show that one because it's a little bit
Exactly.
easier.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it's really probably too easy. So you're going to want to get the more elaborate, but it's getting a little harder. Shapes now here. I see triangle, circle. There we go. Circle,
Triangle.
air.
Yeah, you've got the ang.
Yeah, I
and the
just need the ang.
There,
triangle.
And
Oops,
then
get to make room for that.
L-E on the right hand
And then
side.
the LE to make
There you go.
triangle. Okay, and then glean, no, rectang. That's going to be rectangle.
Just angle.
Angle, and then rectangle.
Rectangle.
See, isn't this fun?
Pent.
Don't you? No, pen is not a
Peon.
peon. No, peg. So this is good. This is tough.
Omp. Agpa.
Gaunt.
Nint.
Oh, now see,
Gaunt.
this is kind of tough.
What? Well, hold on a second. I mean, how many? Agont.
Pentagon.
Pentagon.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
On.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
I love
Now
it.
those are the easy ones. Now let's go back to the free daily puzzle. Okay? We don't. First of all, they don't tell you the clue. It's pupa. And now that.
Oh.
Good luck. So if you like crossword puzzles, if you liked Words with Friends, this is not a social game. You're not playing against somebody. Although you see, you can ask a friend by posting it to Facebook, Twitter, or send an email. So you could say, "Help me, help
Just
me."
make sure it's really hard, or your friends will
Get a
hate
hint.
you. They'll be like, "Please stop asking
Please
me
stop
for
bothering
hints."
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. This is
I like it.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, that's good.
This is the kind of thing.
They even give you celebrity designer packs, whatever that means.
Well, I think they're web designers. They're 99 cents. So
okay.
or you can get 4 packs. I'll probably do that because you know what? I think it's worth it. And you can also, as you're getting coins, you can earn enough coins to get previous puzzle packs.
Bonza.
I have a feeling this is one of those things you're going to go through pretty quickly and probably will end up spending some money. But it's free to start. Freemium, B-O-N-Z-A. Thank you, Jason Cleanthus, for this. This is
Thanks,
a
F
lot
and
of
Dunn.
fun. Yeah.
Jason Cleanthus.
Yeah.
I've never known his last name until right this second. He was just the new Jason.
He's F and Dunn. in the chat room.
Well, I
Or
thought
new
his last
Jason.
name was done.
You know, stop memorizing names of people who work here. You don't need to know
It
that
doesn't
anymore.
matter.
Start working on the TechCrunch staff. That's a lot of names. How many people work there? Hundreds.
Well, no, not that many.
Millions.
Well, I mean, they have a world. I mean, they've got people.
It's a big. It's a.
They've
you
got
know, it's
people all
different
over the
than
world.
when it first started. It was Mike Arrington writing kind of, about startups, and there were a few writers. And you know MG, of course, and that's where he started. But then, I'm done. And then they all left. Mike left, and well, first AOL bought him.
Yep.
And then Mike left, and now it's really much more like Engadget or a traditional blog.
It is a very different.
Yeah, but they have a pretty good video
be.
enterprise. In fact, and I told Sarah this, you know, one of your first videos is going to be me, because Kevin Rose interviewed me for the next Foundation. So
and Foundation is a TechCrunch video property.
Exactly. So whenever the next Foundation goes up, you're going to go. And I thought I was through with him.
See, this is what's so great about all of this, is that it just lets me.
It's very incestuous.
Mesh us all together.
Yeah.
You thought we were incestuous already? You ain't seen nothing.
It's really.
I'm gonna connect us all at the hips.
It's really the Tech TV mafia that just. And that was what's so amazing about Tech TV. It was such a great experience for all of us. And all of us are kind of spreading out, branching out to do, you know, our own things. And that's really great.
Yeah.
So I congratulate you on your new job.
Thank you so much.
And you will continue to come here and do iPad Today.
Sure will.
On Saturdays.
Yeah.
Right after the Tech Guy show.
And every time I come, you know, I don't have any stories yet because I don't start till Monday. But next Saturday, you know, I might walk in limping with all sorts of tech stories.
I'm really curious if Mike ever shows up. Is he still kind of part of it?
I don't think he does anything beyond events, and I'm not sure how much there is. I really don't know.
You're learning.
I will. I will know a lot more very soon. All right, but that comes to the end of episode 231 here on iPad Today. Can you believe it? 231 of these babies. But we'll be back here for anybody watching live. The show now, for the time being, we're Saturdays after the Tech Guy. Possibly not every Saturday, but we're not going to be skipping shows. We might just get creative about when we shoot them.
We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. It's all going to be good. But anybody who's watching the show regularly that downloads it or subscribes, it'll be coming out on Monday as usual. So hopefully your life will not be impacted in the least.
Your life is going to be exactly the same.
Your life is exactly the same, so.
It's those of us who work here at Twit that are really going down.
We suffer so you don't have to. That's right. And with that, that's the end of iPad Today. See you next week, everybody. Oh!